So while we're here and getting that all fixed up, I will go ahead and explain the seeds for tonight. So for those who are just joining us for their first SGL randomizer race, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be randomizing all the key item locations, so red chest locations, NPCs, and battlegrounds are all in their vanilla locations. However, the key items have been mixed up. So equipment's not going to be where it normally is in vanilla. Spells aren't going to be where it normally is in vanilla. It should be an interesting time. On top of the equipment being mixed up, we're also going to be having... Sorry, getting things fixed up here. We're also going to give our players a 2.5 times bonus to XP gain. So... And I will go ahead and hold down the fort while Willard gets things fixed up. Sorry for the headphone users in chat. Rip your ears. I apologize. But our runners look like they're about to get underway here. Chat, let me know how many of y'all still have hearing after that. Again, apologies from us. Good to know. And it looks like our runners are off. We have a cat claw to start off with. And this is round 1, folks. So regardless of who wins today, this is still anybody's game. Both of our runners neck and neck with each other at the very start. You love to see clean movement and runners basically in sync at the very beginning here. Both of our runners getting an axe to start with. And a river coin. Looks like we're going to Fireberg unless we get a different coin from one of the other chests. And both of our runners here opting to go to the battleground first. So while they get through these battles here, chat, let's go ahead and go over a few other things for the randomizer. So our runners tonight need 8 items for go mode. They need the Dragon Claw, the Mega Grenades, Thunder Rock, Captain's Cap, Mobius Crest, Sun Coin, and Sky Coin. However, the Sun Coin can be swapped out with the multi-key so long as our runners have the Mobius Crest. All they really need is a means to get to Windia. Once they achieve those items, it's up to our runners whether or not they want to go straight to the Dark King and finish the run, or if they want to try to grab other equipment. And it looks like Willard is back with us. Willard, everything good?
I'm afraid to say anything. How do I sound?
Not like static. So
okay.
We are already 10 out of 10.
Sweet. Sorry about that. I have no idea why that happened. It never does that unless it's for restreams sometimes.
The magic
anyway, hi.
Discord.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we thankfully we're graced with a 5 encounter battlefield to start off with from both of our runners, so we have plenty of time to catch up here.
Oh, perfect. I didn't miss anything, right? Nothing fancy?
Nothing crazy. Both of our runners have access to Fireberg with the River Coin, and they've got an axe from the old man. I don't know why he didn't use it to chop his way out of the forest, but, you know, he's old. We'll give him a pass.
He's still learning. It's you know, he might have some age on him, but he's still learning. He's still figuring stuff out.
Never too late to teach an old dog new tricks. And while they're wrapping up this battleground here, Mega Grenades, that's huge for our runners here. That opens up a lot of options in terms of exploration here. One of those being the Rest of Bone Dungeon here.
Yeah, it's always a nice find when you get just any grenade, like, in the first area.
And Captain's Cap, this is already turning out to be a quick go mode heavy seed from the start. We'll see if the pace keeps up on that, but yeah. Getting those progression and Thunder Rock. Gracious.
Okay, slow down, game.
Now,
I mean, what's the fastest time we've had in this tournament so far?
I thankfully have 2 minutes on Farfully's best. So the fastest times we have is a 42 set by me and a 44 set by Farfully in our races so far.
That's some pretty solid times.
Yeah, Chanigan also has a very good. He beat me in our first match yesterday. He had I think a 46, and I had a 50. So
what else are we gonna find here? Gemini Crest.
So the world is our runner's oyster. That basically the only thing they don't have access to so far is Windia. Both of our runners about to take down this stupid T-Rex with some mega grenades. We'll be losing a little bit of time due to the poison calculations, but I don't imagine this is going to take too long at all.
Wow, just a one turn. Piece of cake.
Yep. Just a paper-thin T-Rex like he should be, and an OTK. Getting that taken care of, and we get to sit back and relax and watch this crystal cutscene.
Just so nice to like get the grenades early and you get a clear bone dungeon like your first time over here instead of having to think about coming back and checking stuff.
Yeah, it's
now the perfect follow-up would be like finding exit in one of these two chests. Wake water.
Yeah.
And a sword.
And a steel sword. So I forgot to mention earlier when I was going over Go mode items, because I don't even think about it half the time, but yes, a sword is also required for Go mode for this set. There is an option in the randomizer to make it to where you don't have to do the old configuration, like the classic configuration for Doom Castle, and you can do a boss rush mode or straight to Dark King mode, but for SpeedGaming Live, we opted to keep things vanilla for the castle, so our runners will need the sword to get through the Ice Pyramid Revisit puzzle.
When I tried my first one of these, I definitely did the boss rush just because I was like, I don't want to learn all this stuff. But then after watching a couple SGLive races, I was like, oh, this is not that complicated. This is really easy to get through once you know just what you're doing. So.
Now, well, I will say, like, if I'm streaming and I have 30 minutes left and I want to get through a quick seed, I'll set up a boss rush seed to basically just like max XP gain, boss rush mode, 0 enemy density. That's like one of the best things about the random.
Yeah.
One of the best things about the randomizer is just how customizable it is. RPGchick trying to use the sand hop trick to get past the NPCs, but you'll be forced to take a fight anyways. Good idea, though.
I'm here to learn any new tech that I haven't picked just from watching already and playing on my own.
Yeah, fun fact. So on the left-hand side of those shifting sands there, those tiles up in the corner aren't actually shifting sand tiles. You can't jump on moving tiles, but the developers left little non-moving tiles on the left-hand side there, so you can basically jump, shift to the left, jump, shift to the left, and get through there if your way is blocked off by enemies.
Good to know. If you just want to save like a couple seconds.
Yeah, if the RNG is nice to you. And chat, just so y'all are aware, if you're very familiar with vanilla and like enemies look weird and like in places they shouldn't be, we did cut the enemy density, I think, in half. I think we're at 50% enemy density for SGL seeds, and their positions have been randomized. So you're going to see enemies in weird places. I caught a ninja trap behind a chest the other day, doomed to just sit there forever, for all eternity, not being fought.
It's kind of nice compared to like the vanilla game when there's just so fewer enemies in the way.
Yeah, sometimes they're nice enough to move out of the way, and other times they make conga lines. Tristram handing out a Venus key.
That'll open up some chests with that wake water. Because right now with Gemini Crest, we can get to Aquaria, right?
Yeah, technically both of our runners have the option to peace out and go straight to Aquaria if they wanted, but it looks like they're opting to take some checks here. Ham going straight to mines with Ruben, opting to try to get Ruben too, while RPGchick opts to go and clear out some battlegrounds here.
Yeah, we did see the one that was like 2 spots above Focus Tower had a 5 battlefield, so you can see why wanting... Though I've noticed that the enemies here are always just like a single enemy or 2 enemies, so clearing it doesn't take that long.
Yeah, this first battleground's pretty safe. The other two, we'll see if our runners opt to do their shopping battleground for the 1200 GP. Both of those battlegrounds have some nasty status effect enemies. The shopping battleground has paralysis that you have to worry about, and the one south of mines has confusion, which is just as nasty if Ruben decides to turn to you and hit you in the face with the Morning Star.
That's no good.
No bueno. I'll be interested to see if either of our runners opt to pick up Arrow. It is a good pocket spell for Ben to have, just because it is the strongest black magic spell, and Ben gets a crap ton of black magic slots compared to wizard slots.
Yeah, and I mean, we never know, especially with how many like really good go mode items we've gotten already, like what wizard spells are even going to show up along the way.
Ooh, life out of that. RPGchick opting for the easier shopping point. This battleground's going to give her 900 GP versus the 1200, but if she's not opting to pick up Arrow, then this might be all she needs for the Aquaria and Windia vendors. And just like his sprite's reflecting, looks like Wildham's busy fighting a fat genie over there. Looks like he's loaded up on HP. Oh yeah, that's another thing we didn't talk about. In the randomizer, the enemy stats are also customizable, chat. So right now we have them set to 75% of their base values from the vanilla game with a 50% spread. So what that means is our enemies could be as weak as 25% as they are in vanilla, or as buff as 125%. And the last thing you want to do is come across a boss who's been jacked up to 125% stats.
For sure. It's always fun when you get to the final boss and he goes down in like 4 or 5 turns. To the contrary of that. Looks like RPGchick is also getting the money at this battlefield as well.
Yeah, it looks like she might be doing some seed money farming here, just opting to get it all out of the way now in case she gets some early good spells. That way she has the option to just splurge on carrots there and make sure that she's got enough charges, even if Ben's got one wizard charge, if she gets a white or a flare or a meteor. Oh, there's a paralysis. Getting lucky though, only one of them, both of them focusing on Ruben rather than Ben. And Ruben. Oop, spoke too soon.
Now everyone's taking out cute chat.
Yeah.
Or Ben, I guess. Wildham's still on this Jin fight.
Doing good though, managing to focus on Ruben, keeping him up. The Jin really can't do much damage to Ruben besides with a with a beam attack, but still it's annoying when that guy is just sitting there focusing down Ruben and Ben. Wildham getting a multi-key for his troubles there. And RPGchick now clearing out the south of Mines battleground. We'll see if Wildham follows suit here.
Let's see what the other item we're going to find here in the mines.
Ooh, RPGchick getting that confused status there. I don't know. I missed it. Did Ruben clock Ben?
Probably. Nice Moonhelm, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say I blinked and I like caught the second half of the box there. If it was Moonhelm, we'll go ahead and mark it off right now. That's going to be crucial for the end of the game here. Moonhelmet giving Wildham fire resistance, making sure that he'll be able to live through those flares from Dark King and have an easier time with the Wyvern refight.
Yeah, it's kind of rough, like this early in this area, and you have just, you know, your default steel armor. Getting any extra armor or accessories is definitely a plus. Multi-key gonna get us heal. Nice.
Yep. And it looks like Ham's strategy here is to pick up Ruben 2 before he goes battleground hunting. Just gonna go ahead and spam away on white spells. Let's see what his dad gives out.
Come on, Dad. What you got for us?
Quake. Boo.
Not good. Not going to be used.
Question from the chat here. Are the randomized stats set for all enemies of any given type, or do they switch from individual monster to individual monster? From what I understand, chat, the enemy family is affected. So if we see fat birds in Ice Pyramid, it means the birds in Lava Dome are also going to be extra chonky. Same thing with the dogs in Volcano, or these gnomes here. If they were extra thick in the level forest, they'd be rocking some thunder thighs here south of Mines. I don't think anybody really opts to fight the first elves, though, unless they're forced to physically.
I do feel like Wildham's routing decision of getting Ruben 2 and getting white spell for clearing these battlefields is going to benefit them quite a bit.
For sure. I think the only downside to his strat is he doesn't have seeds. I didn't catch if he picked up any for Ruben. He's only got 7 charges of that white spell.
Alright, Moonhelm for RPGchick. Moon! Alright, I pressed the button.
Very nice. And yeah, we're going to see the strategy here of her opting to go for the chest before Jin first. Wither Tree for Ham. Tree Wither. We're going to see the helmet do some work against the Jin. I think he's got 2 fire spills he can alternate between. Going to be doing half damage to Ben now. There's our seed shopping.
And I'm like, Wildham's fight against the Jin. Maybe Ben will stay alive for more of it. Our RPGchick side.
You know the old adage, you can't do damage if you're dead.
No, you cannot.
So even the good thing about grenades for Ben, Chad, is the damage never fluctuates. It's almost programmed like a spell, except it's not impacted by any stats. So no matter what level RPGchick is, no matter what stats she has, those grenades will always do a flat 600-ish damage, which is not too shabby for very early on in the game. That's going to get you through most of early game, no problem.
So,
go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I was going to say, it looks like Ham's about to pick up his life spell here, and about to see RPGchick take advantage of this fire resistance. Looks like Ham's opting to also do the 900 GP battleground for some shopping money. Probably going to make sure he has the Aquaria and Windia vendors all set to go.
So with that Gemini Crest, we could go to Aquaria and do some stuff there. But if I recall from a discussion I had that's using that warp to get to Aquaria isn't technically like in logic.
Correct.
For the game.
So
we would need the coin, the sand coin then, right?
Correct. So to explain logic really quick, essentially what that means is the game does not count the teleportation crests at all when it's considering items that you're going to need when it places items for progression. So if neither of our runners get the sand coin, that could technically mean that there's nothing go mode locked behind Aquaria until later in the game. Like if the sand coin's hiding out in Windia, logically it would make more sense for them to go get the sun coin and then go get the sand coin. However, that being said, you know, there could be go mode items in there, and that's just kind of the gamble you take.
So interesting, Wildham going for the Tree Wither check. I know I've personally been like, I don't want to do this until I have Elixir, just so I can do it all in one go.
I will opt to do Kaylee if I have Tree Wither and I have to backtrack to do Bone Dungeon, but I agree with you. Usually I save her until I have Elixir myself. But we'll see if this pays off.
I mean,
good for him.
This is another situation where it's like you're trying to figure out what you think your opponent's doing, and you want to, you know, maybe make a play that you think they won't to get some sort of advantage.
If she passes him a sun coin, he has open access to Windia, and with the Thunder Rock and Mega Grenades, he could go free the ship and have 3 easy checks in Spencer's Cave. Well, 2. He doesn't have the Libra Crest or the Mobius Crest. Apollo helmet for his troubles.
Yeah, it's not bad. RPGchick picks up a axe upgrade in the first check of the volcano, and it looks like gonna go ahead and check that multi-key, which that was heal.
Correct.
And yeah, I mean, you know, with the grenades, we can get the 2 items in Lava Dome, and then you have to make the decision of sticking around in there to clear it out, bail in. So, curious to see, especially since RPG didn't continue up the volcano to go fight. Probably want some seeds before going up to fight Medusa. If I had to guess.
She might be opting to go to Aquaria here or picking up Arrow. I haven't seen her trade in Tristram for Ruben 2 yet. Still has Ruben 1. Looks like we're going to see some divergence to our runners here. RPGchick opting to do some shopping in Aquaria. We'll see if she sticks around. Charm Claw. Decent upgrade.
Yeah, I kind of like this because, I mean, to me, Volcano and Lava Dome are kind of not fun. And, you know, with the Wake Water and the Venus Key, we have so much, and, a claw to do Wintry Cave, a sword to do Ice Pyramid. We have a lot we can do over here in Aquaria.
Looks like RPGchick was hesitating. I think she realized she hadn't picked up Ruben too, but instead of opting to go back, she's just going to go ahead and force her way through this encounter, get this battleground knocked out, and go pick up Phoebe.
grabs a steel shield for her trouble. So now we have three of the equipment pieces.
Mm-hmm. Nothing to scoff at that steel shield. It does give you a slight bump in defense and evasion that doesn't exist beforehand. So I've had a Dark King with me on turn 1 with a steel shield. So it can happen. Looks like she picked up a mask there as well from the Aquaria tower chest.
Yeah, the mask is nice just because you can see the enemies up on the volcano, but it looked like Wildham didn't have any trouble getting through there without, any random encounters.
Yeah, visibility is a little underrated for this tournament seed. That can make the difference between taking encounters and running away and wasting about 5 to 10 seconds an encounter, or just being able to dodge them completely. Looks like Ham's getting a Libra Crest for his troubles here.
That gives us, what, 1 check over in Aquaria?
That'll open up... It'll technically open up 2 for our runners, so they'll open up the Aquaria Libra Temple check, but if our runners get access to Spencer's Cave from Windia, they will be able to get to the Vanilla Mobius Crest check as well. They'll just have to do a little extra legwork.
Spencer's Cave only having Fire and Thunder, which are not the greatest.
No.
But that is our first wizard spell. Obviously hoping for White or Flare over that, but you take what you can get.
Yep, and thankfully RPGchick's in the right region to be using fire at least. Not going to be doing a ton of damage, however, it will be doing good damage to trash mobs, and the Ice Golem will take about 600 damage from Ben whenever he uses it. I'm waiting for her to crack open a crab here with Ruben's Morningstar. Always oh, never mind, she traded in for Phoebe. I always love taking the Morningstar to that crab because it does like 1400 to 2800 depending on if he crits, and it's just hilarious every time.
And man, if you have the Giant's Axe when you get there, ooh, we got an Excalibur here in a Lava Dome. That's a really nice upgrade.
Yep, so the Night Sword and Excalibur are going to give our runners a +5 bonus to speed. The Steel Sword, unfortunately, does not have that bonus. We recently found out, but the Night Sword and Excalibur both give a +5. So if our exit from RPGchick, that's going to make her go real fast.
20 minutes in, I wouldn't be complaining about exit, especially out of logic exit as well.
Correct.
Like I love thinking about like logic. So this is Sky Coin.
Yeah. I have a feeling that our Sandcoin might. I have a feeling our Sandcoin might be hiding here in Lava Dome for Wildham to find. Unfortunately, RPGchick's probably going to be getting a little bit ahead here with exit and that crest find.
Yeah, and then the nice thing for there's the Suncone you were talking about. What was I talking? Oh yeah, and the nice thing is now if when she want to go do the Kaylee check, the Tree Wither check, now she can just knock out both things with the elixir in hand. So save a little bit of time going back for that.
Yeah, all she needs right now is a Mobius Crest. She doesn't technically need that stun coin. If she gets that Mobius Crest, she can warp back to Fireburg and then teleport through the Hermit's house straight to Windia.
Yeah.
Ham now.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Ham now opting to check Aquaria as well. Opting not to buy the Charm Claw, saying, I already have a Cat Claw. If it's not a Dragon Claw, don't at me. Saving his cash.
All right, let's see what we're going to get from Mr. Squid. Squidite, got it. I don't know any of these enemies' names because I don't. They're already dead by the time.
Correct.
I take the time to read them.
I blast through them too quickly to remember half their names. Although I am enjoying the music appreciators here in chat, recognizing one of the great appeals of this game. I feel like this game, while severely lacking in the story and depth department, makes up for it greatly with charm. Like the game oozes charm with the sprite work, the music, like all the little extra animations they threw in here. Like the game is visually and audibly appealing. And I think that's what brings back a lot of nostalgia. And for new runners, if anybody wants to join us on this randomizer, it's very new player friendly. Like the game was built for new RPG players, and a randomizer for a new player RPG game is just, a match made in heaven if you've wanted to try out a randomizer but never gotten around to it. I saw the RPG picked up.
I can attest to that. I saw one of the SGLive qualifiers or races, and I was like, this looks fun. And I'd played the vanilla game once, last year, and funny enough, like I wasn't like super into it aside from the music. But the randomizer has made me like truly appreciate this game even more.
Oh
So
yeah,
shout outs to the randomizer.
Yeah, and definitely shout outs to wildham, one of our contestants here tonight. He's actually the dev. Ooh, getting a Dragon Claw for that Libra Crest trade in there. That's going to be huge. RPGchick will have to backtrack to get herself a Libra Crest if she wants to get go mode. It could
Was
technically
that
give him the
on?
lead.
Was that on Medusa or was that in Lava Dome? I don't.
That was on Medusa, so
That was-
RPGchick
yeah,
only
yeah.
did. She only did the first check and then left. This could be huge, giving him the lead here.
It's
technically
such a
advantage.
tough call. It's such a tough call to like leave stuff behind.
Mhm.
And yeah, Ice Pyramid is without the mirror can be such a pain in the butt. When I've been forced into this situation, I just end up running from all the enemies.
Same. I make like myself a little game out of it. If I have seeds and I'm running low on them, I'll basically use the duplication glitch here, and every time I hit an enemy or bump into them, I'll dupe me a new seed.
I've heard of this duplication glitch. I've never actually seen it in action. I need to take some time and watch a speedrun of this game sometime.
Since it looks like our runners are kind of treading on old ground here, and RPGchick's here forging her way through Pyramid, I'll take the time to explain. So what the seed duplication glitch is, and it can work on any consumable. Essentially what you do is you put your partner on manual. You have to have a partner for this. And when you enter a battle, you have to have Ben go to use a seed. So go through the menus, target someone, accept to use a seed. And then when it clicks over to your partner, mash B all the way back to the first 3 option menus and then run. And when you run from the battle, the game will store an extra seed in memory and you'll come out 1 seed richer every time you do it.
Huh. Interesting.
It is time consuming. It takes
Yeah.
extra time to dupe a seed every time. However, if you're already having to run from fights to save time, and you're low on seeds, it's basically free real estate.
That's perfect. I will try that out next time.
Oh yeah, and if we have new player resources in the Discord, if anybody is feeling like they write that down, jot that down, don't worry about it. We have you covered. There's a new player channel in there. We've got everything in there to help you set up a new seed for the first time, get your emulator settings going the way they should be. I think the only thing we can't cover legally is how to obtain a ROM file, but I think our chat's pretty smart and they'll be able to figure that out themselves.
We got both runners hanging out in the Ice Pyramid. Yeah, gotta give wildham some advantage here, just based on the items that he's picked up along the way. Now, I could see if like Kaylee 2 has our Mobius crest, or yeah, isn't that basically?
Yeah, that's basically all we're missing right now. Yeah. Dragon. I forgot to update his Dragon Claw. But yes, essentially all we're looking for here is a Sky Coin and a Mobius Crest for Ham. And RPGchick will have to find her Libra Crest before she can get her Dragon Claw.
Mm-hmm.
Now, thankfully, the logic is going to kind of force her into that situation to make that check eventually anyways. She won't be able to make any major checks in Windia, even if she gets access to the location without Dragon Claw. She won't be able to do Mount Gale. She won't be able to do Pazuzu's Tower. She won't be able to do Giant Tree. She will be able to check the Alive Forest. But the only option she'll really have available to check is Max Ship, Spencer's Cave, Windia Vendor, and the Alive Forest chest.
I suppose if there was any item you'd want to be your Go mode item, it would probably be the Dragon Claw, just because of how much it limits.
Yeah, not having the Dragon Claw is almost kind of a blessing here in a sense. It really kind of will focus her in the right direction. Meanwhile, Ham here, with the Sun Coin and the Dragon Coin, the entire world's his oyster. So if he doesn't get anything here, he's probably going to be checking everything in Windia, and this could give RPGchick the advantage, especially if both of our runners here get the Mobius crest. Well, sorry, not the Mobius crest, but if they don't get anything Go mode from here.
We did pick up Flare in the drop down, so we have a nice wizard spell to use for later.
Oh yeah, we are going to see one toasty snowman here. RPGchick is going to be doing hilarious amounts of damage with that spell. I think it does about 6k.
So remind me, the Dragon Claw gives a magic boost to Ben. Does the Charm Claw do the same, or is it just Dragon Claw?
It's from what we can tell, it's all the claw weapons, including the cat claw.
Oh, okay.
They all give a +5 bonus to your magic stat.
Oh, nice. All right, let's see this blast of fire and flare.
A 635 from Phoebe, and then let's do about
That's about right.
20 times the damage. No big deal. Ben just flexing on his partner as a spellcaster.
Yeah, basically for RPGchick, she needs this Mobius Crest to not be locked by the Dragon Claw. That'd be like the best case scenario for her.
Well, she needs it to be locked by Dragon Claw.
Wait.
Mirror from Magic Mirror from the Golem trolling her. Let's see what we get from the other chest in here. Oh no.
Oh, well, no, because now that means that the Dragon Claw is her go mode, which means that she doesn't have to do. Except she doesn't know that because of the Libra Crest. But I mean, we're not going to be seeing Pazuzu's Tower or Duel or Giant's Tree from her, so.
Correct. So that's a Mobius Crest for her. Now, did Ham get his Sky Coin?
I don't. Where was that? Wasn't that? Oh, I think he did. Yeah, that was in Focus Tower.
Yep. So that was my bad. I missed
sure.
checking that.
But yeah, then again, you're right. Now that Mobius Crest is, I mean, Wildham's gonna just be in go mode right now.
Yep.
Once he drops down. So.
He has flare. He has most of the armor he would want. He's missing Cupid Locket, which would give him protection against confusion, which could be rather nasty on a particularly thick Dark King here. RPGchick opting to go get Kaylee. We're gonna see what she gives.
So this could be one of those situations where, you might have to, I don't know, maybe have to do a little extra grinding before getting there.
Potentially. We'll see what Ham opts to do. A lot of players will, knowing that the potential of 125% Dark King is on the horizon, will opt to take a battleground or two just to make sure that they have the HP to get through a lot of the attacks. It looks like Wild Ham forgot to check Wintry Cave, so he's going to go unlock Phoebe 2 here. This will buy RPGchick a few extra seconds here, but if Ham sprints for the tower and has a good run of it, this could be game.
Kind of a wild seed how quickly the good items showed up.
Yeah, essentially. Both of our runners making very good routing decisions here. It's just RPGchick opted to sacrifice one check for speed, and it may cost her the race here, but anything can still happen.
Yeah, and Phoebe 2 is like arguably the best partner to bring with you to the end game just because of White.
Yep. And Ruben technically has White as well, but she has a 99 magic stat, so she just does more damage and has more charges. Looks like RPGchick may be running. Yeah, it looks like she's going to go to Fireburg and take the Hermit teleport, just like Wild Ham's about to take to go to Windia. The only difference, again, is he's got his Dragon Claw and she does not. Looks like she might be banking on it being either on the ship in Spencer's Cave or at the vendor.
Yeah, this is a tough situation to be in for RPGchick. But then again, like if you're paying attention to the logic of the seed and whatnot, like all that stuff that she got in Aquaria isn't in logic, so you could kind of determine where stuff could potentially be. Nice Gaia armor for purchase.
A cheap 300 GP for some good Gaia armor. That's going to give both of our runners Insomnia and protection against poison, wind, and water. And thunder.
So now just need an accessory, but having the max armor for hat, chest, and shield is pretty nice.
Yeah, for sure. And we might see Cupid Locket from RPGchick if she makes some extra checks before going to go and get her Libra Crest.
Let's see what Kaylee 2 has for us. This could be something.
Giant Axe. Spencer hoarding some thunder and fire like we saw earlier. Let's see what's behind the Mobius Crest. Jumbo bombs.
Not gonna do much for you.
Nope. In chat, you don't have to worry about our runners' equipment or weapons getting overridden by older, obsolete items here. As soon as our runners switch off the weapon and switch back, they will automatically equip the best weapon that they have available in that slot, and the armor automatically defaults to the best in slot. So I think
that would kind of be a problem if it didn't.
I think there was another randomizer that existed before Ham built this one, and I think that's one of the hazards that it ran was essentially it would overwrite. You had the hazard of it overriding your equipment.
I believe it. I heard it was pretty chaotic, and I kind of want to play it. Now that I've played this one, I'm like, all right, let's see what there used to be.
Yeah, I hear it's a good time. The only downside to it is it doesn't have the speed increase for Ben.
I'm out.
So, yeah.
Sorry, that's kind of key. There's the sand coin.
Yep, hiding behind the sun coin check there in chat. Yeah, no, your eyes are not deceiving you. Ben is moving at twice the speed he would normally move in vanilla. Looks like RPGchick's cluing in here. Hopefully she goes and checks Volcano here. Looks like she's going back to Firebird. With exit on her side, this will not be a long check. Yeah, immediately warping out. And she's got Phoebe. So this is going to be a quick grab if she sprints for Medusa. She's also got a mask, so even... Oh, opting to go to Lava Dome now.
Yeah. That's the thing is, even if she did pick up the Libra Crest, I doubt the first thing she would do would go check Libra Temple. When you have these two quick checks, probably won't see the boss of this dungeon, obviously, because that's kind of a long check to get to.
Yeah, not only is the enemy position a hazard, but it's just a hike to get there compared to these other two checks, which are pretty quick in comparison. Ham at a nice comfortable 15 coming into Doom Castle now. Love this theme. First time I entered this dungeon as a kid, I was like, what is this awesome music?
This is fantastic.
Right?
15's not too bad, especially it really depends on, I guess how many enemies show up along the way. Probably going to want to try and grab as many levels as you can, but without having to go out of your way to fight extra enemies.
Yeah,
if you can.
I think even if both of our runners had the most optimal enemy placement and it was just bosses on the way up, I think they'd at least get 2 levels, if not 3, depending on how much XP they had coming into the tower.
I may have also been slightly convinced to check the one chest, the other chest down in at the bottom right, see if that's your Cupid's locket.
Yeah, but looks like Ham's gonna risk it. He might get lucky. He might just have a very aggressive king who doesn't care about webs and just wants to hit you with that big spell damage.
Yeah, maybe. Because that's really the only issue without the Cupid's locket is the status effects from the 2 webs. Yeah. Is it Petrify and Confusion are the 2?
Yeah. So the gold web will petrify our runners. The silver web will confuse them and poison them. Phoebe has no resistance to both of those status effects. So that could be a hazard. It's really kind of one of your hangups. So you don't want her to wipe the party or fill Ben full of arrows.
Yeah, right. That would be no good.
Yeah, and it does unfortunately cost you a turn for triage. So RPGchick now making her way up the volcano, fading the wyvern. A good choice on her part. As soon as she gets the Medusa, which I don't remember her being particularly healthy before, and I think Ham took her on with Ruben too.
Yeah, I believe so.
So
it's just pretty quick to get up here, especially with the gas mask in hand.
Yeah, an RPGchick with Flare in her arsenal, I don't expect this to take more than a turn or 2. And I've seen people come back from worse here. Wildham on his 2nd floor in the tower here, but if he gets a particularly nasty Dark King, RPGchick can make up some ground quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, you never know until it's over.
Correct. All right.
So making the right decision to go check that instead of killing a wyvern.
Yeah, I think if I had the option to check a teleporter or fight a dragon, I'd probably check the teleporter.
I would probably do that too. Yeah, and the interesting thing as well, I mean, once she checks this and gets her go mode item, she's still also low of level as well.
Yeah,
so we'll still have a challenge.
correct. Sitting about the same 15. I think if anything, she'll be like 1 level ahead of Ham. Ooh, taking the teleport out to the island of the Life Temple. Forgetting to walk back through the teleporter to go back before exiting.
I've done that.
Yep. That adrenaline of hitting go mode can make anybody make that kind of decision. She's now off to the races, opting to take the teleporter system instead of going through Focus Tower. Probably save her a little bit of the travel time in the long run. And moving on to the Wyvern here, I did see some chunky dogs next to the Golem. So, if there's a rather thick conga line of enemies on the wind floor, our runners could be in for a slog here. And those dogs, man, they have, I think all of their attacks have stupid long animations, Quake being the worst one out of all of them. Mm-hmm. Not to mention that they can, let's see, instant death, petrification. I think they can also inflict confusion. They're just definitely not nice.
Good situation that they picked up Flare along the way, because otherwise, just because of how much extra damage they do on the dogs.
Yeah, looks like RPGchick's not taking any chances with a potentially fat Dark King waiting on that throne there. Going to get a couple extra levels here from this battleground. This could be to her benefit still. If Wildham gets the end and he has to slog through a couple wipes, this could give her the leg up that she needs. Getting rewarded with a level up for one fight there is not a bad strat at all. Yeah. If she has, I don't remember if there's any counters getting to Mac. If there are, she could potentially be level 17 coming into tower here. And that could give her a nice, comfortable HP lead to live through some extra attacks that Ham won't be able to. So Spider Kids is one of the attacks that comes to mind. The other big one is Laser. That one does particularly nasty damage, while Ham being level 16, probably only going to get up to about 17, maybe 18. Won't be able to live through either of those attacks with that HP pool.
Yeah, surprisingly low number of enemies showing up in this section of Doom Castle. Yeah, usually, like, there's tons just like in the way, but
ooh, and there's that confusion, and these Thanatos is also dealing some chunky damage to our runners here. Ham opting to just go full offense though and get them out of its hair instead of running triage. Just a smart move on his point.
Yeah, looks like there was two enemies, looks like.
Yeah, I mean, these enemies are pretty thick though, so they give good XP. She could, yep, there's 17 right there. So I think RPGchick will be finishing out about level 20 if the stars align properly for her XP wise.
Yeah, I'd say level is pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I think level 20 is the threshold to live through Spider Kids. She might not be able to live through a laser, but one extra attack to live through is nothing to scoff at, chat. Not to mention, Ben will get, every level, Ben gets a substantial bonus to his speed stat. So getting a high enough level could also increase Ben's speed just enough to get past Dark King. And turn orders everything in that last fight. If you have a fast Dark King, it can make triage a real pain in the neck, especially if he's out speeding Phoebe. Looks like Zuz's got enough HP for the stupid sexy phase, though. We'll potentially see him model like one of our French girls. Chat, get your sketchbooks ready. Ooh, Doom Dance hitting there. There we go.
There it is. Gotta be extra careful, though, don't we?
Oh yeah, no, he still
has to get back.
Yeah, he has a petrification move in his arsenal there, and if he'd have done that, there's that also a double swipe I think he can do that can do a substantial amount of damage. But the big chicken goes down. Wildham moving on to Dark King now. RPGchick now entering the first floor of Doom Tower on her way to Stone Golem.
Yeah, and this is a, I believe, best of 3 bracket.
Correct. So no matter who wins, yeah, no matter who wins tonight, chat, we will have more races between these two. We'll probably see this go to 3.
Everybody loves a game 3 situation. They're always the best. All right, let's see what we got going on.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and let chat enjoy this awesome boss music. What do you say to the end of phase 2? Alrighty, pretty quick phases 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Nothing super paper thin, but nothing
I'm
extra
always-
chunky either.
I'm always thrown off in this fight. So, oh wow, that was a quick phase
wow.
3.
Oh, and that's time for Wild Ham.
Oh,
Wow, that was
I don't
quick.
think I've ever seen that, a phase 3 and 4 just like that.
I've seen a phase 2 skip just jump to straight to 4, but yeah, phase 3 and 4 must have rolled extra low for Wild Ham here, and taking that gamble for a low level entry in the 18 paid off for him in the end. GG's to Wild Ham. RPGchick not far behind though. Let's see if we can get Ham up here for an interview.
Yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, no, it was a great race. That one deciding factor on whether or not to do Medusa was the key decision in Wild Ham taking the victory here today.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's all it takes. You make one skip to try and save some time, and it ends up being the thing that you need. And at the end of the day, you're just like, well, I got randoed. What you gonna do?
Yeah, and unfortunately, they are at the mercy of RNG. So it looks like Ham is in the waiting room. Let's get him pulled up in here. Hey, there he is. GG's, Wild Ham.
Thank you, GG's.
GG's.
You and RPGchick were neck and neck there at the beginning, and I think she had a slight edge on you until she decided to not do Medusa.
Yeah, it was pretty linear at the beginning, but yeah, I guess Medusa made all the difference there.
Yeah, her having the Dragon Claw just kind of gated both of you for go mode, and when you got Libra Crest and we saw you get Libra Temple Dragon Claw, I was like, oh no. So GG's on routing for you. I did want to ask, pick your brain real quick. So what made you decide to do most of Fireberg before opting to go to Aquaria? Because I think you got Gemini Crest really early. What made you decide to kind of go through and clear out Fireberg before leaving?
I was thinking about it, but I had already the mega grenade, so that means I could get early Ribbon 2, then do the battlefield quickly, and now while I'm there, well, can check if I can do Volcano. It just seemed to line up pretty much. So yeah, it just felt very natural to clear the area first and then move on.
Yeah, and we saw some excellent luck on your end with a deceptively thin Dark King. We saw phase 1 and 2 take a decent amount of time. It's like, okay, it's a 2 or 3 spell cast through phase, no big deal. And then like one shot from 3 to dead, and I was like, oh, he's dead. Okay, GG's.
Oh yeah, it totally took me by surprise. And that's really what I needed to, because I was really low level. I decided to skip doing one of the battlefield in Windia, so it felt a bit sketchy.
Yeah, and no Cupid lock, it could have meant nasty webs coming your way, but we didn't see high nor hair of any of the moves from phase 3. So again,
won't complain.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, a 43.50. That's, I think, our second fastest time of the tournament so far.
Oh, yeah, well, it was a jet seed.
Yeah, no, definitely getting one of those god seeds out of the way. Looks like RPGchick is having to deal with the Doom Dance landing a bit more than you had to here. But this bird should be going down rather soon. Breaking out his best wrestling moves for RPGchick here, doing those pile drivers. I'll be interested to hear her reaction to Dark King. Like I said, I think everybody was thrown off by just how quick that happened. The only other quirk I've seen from Dark King is skipping phase 2 directly to phase 4. I needed to bring this up in the dev discussion with you guys, though. So, have you seen it to where he skips from phase 2 to phase 4?
I don't think so, but with shuffling stat, Darking seems to be very erratic. There's not, because there's a lot of things we don't know exactly how the fade work and all that. So there's some weird behaviors.
Yeah, like if he skips from phase 2 to phase 4, he gets stuck using one phase 2 move over and over again. Like for me, he kept using Flame Scimitar in phase 4 over and over and over again, and I realized what was going on. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty easy to work around. RPGchick starting her boss fight. Go ahead.
Okay, well, there's that. There's also the crit loop that you can get into, which I don't know why you do that.
I think it's just spite. It might be. It might have to do with the fact that he is evil.
That's the most logical explanation.
Yeah, no, those crit loops are never fun, especially when he's popping them off on flares. Here we go, chat. Blink and you miss it. We're going to see probably a flare cast from Ben, and then that's going to be GG's for RPGchick. Coming in at a respectable about 6 or 7 minutes behind you. Still a very close race from the both of you. And that is time for the RPGchick. GG's to her as well. A very exciting round 1. Very fast. So we'll wait for her to get in here, see if she's going to opt to do an interview. 1 second here, chat. Alrighty, and we are joined by the RPGchick. GG's.
Thank you. Wow, that was a Dark King.
Yeah, I think you had the same reaction as the rest of us. It was like phase 1 and 2. It's like, okay, pretty decent, and then, bam, dead.
Yeah, it was like I didn't know what the heck was going on. I was getting ready to hit the done button. I was like, oh crap, he's dead.
Yeah, no. I think you guys were only about 6 minutes and 10 seconds apart, so a very close seed for the both of you. And I asked wildham while he was in here, and I want to kind of pick your brain too. Were you at all tempted to go to Aquaria early, having access to that Gemini crest, or was there something kind of nagging at you in your brain? It's like, no, I need to stick to Fireberg. I have a lot of stuff here. I have mega grenades. I can do a lot of things.
Well, I at least wanted to clear out the mines to get Ruben's item, because I like to have the NPC items while I have the NPC in my party. Just get it out of the way and just do the dip into Lava Dome, Volcano rather, which ended up being my downfall because I only dipped.
Yeah, that honestly was the deciding factor in the race. Otherwise, I think you two were basically neck and neck each other with checks. I think the only thing that wildham didn't do that you did was Wintry Cave, and that's just because he managed to get Dragon Claw, since he did complete Medusa and get that Libra crest.
Gotcha.
But I mean, you guys did fantastic. Great routing from the both of you. Just one minor decision making the clutch play here, and unfortunately, a paper thin king not giving a lot of leeway for any errors at the end of the fight here. In terms of how open the seed was, were you guys tempted at any point to kind of flip-flop? Because I know there was a couple moments of hesitation that we could see where it was just like, should I go to Korea? It was like kind of like I could feel you guys eyeballing that teleporter. What was your deciding factor to, like, before you left Fireberg? What did you want to get done besides the NPC checks? We'll start with you, Ham.
Yeah, well, no, I wanted to clear everything, so that was that. You know, the Korea check was always tempting, and especially when it was all I had left was volcano and lava dome. You know, it's a decision point, and that's where it played.
Fair enough. And for you, RPGchick, like, I think you did volcano and then faded lava dome. Kind of walk us through the logic of what was going on there. I think no sand coin popped up, but it was just like, did you just want to take the gamble on Aquaria?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I think the only other divergent point was RPGchick. You got, I think the squid gave you the elixir, which made you opt to go get Kaylee. Ham, we saw you go get Kaylee 1. What kind of probed you to go in that decision to just get Kaylee 1 out of the way? Was it backtracking in the dome? No, not even backtracking in the bone dungeon. But did you just have a feeling that she might have had something for you?
Oh yeah, well, she was on logic, and was, you know, I had to go back there in that area somewhat for the battlefield. So you know, I might as well just get it out of the way. There might be something good there, and then I don't have to. It doesn't have to bother me then that I maybe miss something there, and then do my own thing with this in the back of my mind.
Fair enough. Yeah, I like I said, I think you two made great decisions here. I think RNG and maybe the need to get a little bit of speed out above the other was the deciding factor here. So, did want to get your guys' thoughts on this seed. And we'll start with you, RPGchick.
I mean, Dragon Claws, my go item, is always my favorite because it means I absolutely do not have to touch the tree, Pazuzu's Tower, or Mount Gal, and that's my favorite seed always.
Yeah, no, we were just discussing that, me and Willard, and I think things would have played out very differently if Mobius Crest was not in Ice Pyramid. I think logically you would have gotten on track very quickly, and things could have played out very differently. Ham, what did you think about the seed?
Yeah, I echo that comment. This was a very nice seed, very friendly, and you know, I always take having to being able to skip almost the wall window area is always a plus in this kind of race.
I think this is the fastest seed we've seen out of both of you in the tournament. Is this the fastest SGL seed y'all have had, period, or have you had faster seeds in practice?
There's
And
definitely been faster seeds in practice. Not by much, but a little bit faster. Like, I think I had a mid 40s in one of my practice seeds.
always nice. What about you, Ham?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in my fastest. I know I had one practice that was also pretty fast, but I don't think it was at that point. I'd have to check back. But I think this one's my fastest, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, like I said, I think this is technically the second fastest time we've seen in the tournament now. So I think before we go ahead and end here, I did want to get you guys' final thoughts moving forward in the round two. Any changes of strategy or anything that you want to kind of bring to the table differently, or did you think that this was mostly just a few one or two decisions difference in RNG on your side? And we'll start with you, RPGchick.
I mean, I usually try to go for the fastest stuff first, and that's probably not going to change anytime soon.
Fair enough. Yeah, it looks like kind of RNG came and bit you when you made one call, and that can happen sometimes, and other
It
times it'll pay off
happens.
for you.
It's randomizers are mostly about luck, right? So
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't think anybody could fault you for the play that you made, and it just turned out to be the one call you couldn't make. If it was any other item, I think you'd have been golden. What about you, Wildham? Anything to take away from this?
I was happy with my routing, so I think I did good there. And I'll have to keep that up for my next race. But I know I can't sleep on RPGchick either. So the next race is still up in the air.
Yeah, for sure. Like with times these closed, I don't think, especially with us being in the next round of the tournament, I think everybody here is a major contender for making it to the finals. So it's going to be up to a little bit of luck and a little bit of clever routing for any of us to make it to the finals here. So I want to go ahead and finish out the stream here by thanking SpeedGaming Live for hosting us. Thanks to all of our wonderful staff who's helping get things running. I want to go ahead and thank Trenton for being our organizer for tonight. And Willard, thank you for being a great co-commentator for the run tonight.
No problem. I had fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime. And chat, feel free to give Willard a follow on Twitch as well as theRPGchick, wildham. You can ignore me. I'm no big deal. And we will be back soon. I think we have another race tomorrow night, Sir Linklot versus Joker. So stick around. If you want to find out the schedule for SpeedGaming Live for the tournament, feel free to join the Discord. You can find a link to the Discord at mqrando.net, and from there you can start generating your seeds or join the Discord and follow the new player channel to figure out how to work all the settings, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. But again, I want to thank all the staff, all the runners, and everybody for hosting us tonight. And with that, I think we are good. So thanks again, everybody, and good night.